Yahaba Shimi Ashab Rakatah, Yahweh Shemal Taba Hashimi Ashab. This is Officer Lahab with the Isupk, and we're gonna go ahead and get ready to start. Bring me another chair. We're gonna get ready to get started with the Sabbath service. All right. Yeah, that's good. All right. Set yourself.
Palaya, Banya Hawada, Banya Sharala.
Palaya, Banya Howard, Banya Sha'ala.
Yahaba Shimi Ashabakata.
Yahaba Shimi Ashab Rakatah. This way.
Kabbalah Moth, Banya Hawada, Banya Sharala.
Kabbalah Moth, Banya Howard, Banya Sha'ala.
Yahaba Shem Yahshab Rakatah.
Yahaba Shimi Ashab Rakatah. All right. Blow it again, and then you pick it up. How about pick it up? All right.
Wapayan Aquadam. He's turn to face the east. Start with the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Wadash. Ayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakika. Taba'ah. Tazaka. Ayah. Asha. Ba'arataza. Kawa. Ayah. Bashamayim. Athanaw. Akam. Cow. Yawam. Wasalat now. Kabawak now. Kasalat now. Kabawaki now. Wala'ah. Tabi'ah now. Banasa one. Abal. Asha now. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahapara. Bawalamya. Aman.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
Pray for the power. Yahweh. By Hashem. Yahweh Shah. Baruch Shah. Nathanael. Hakat. Larapara. Kal Makala. Wakal Madawa. Hakat. Latahar. Hamatazarian. Kaya. Lahakwam. Hamathiam. Hakat. Araf. Hatama'ala. Lagarasham. Bahashim. Yahweh Shah. The water.
In English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of disease. So like it, the power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you. So be it.
Pray for the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Makala. Wa Alahayim. Mataza Ba'ah. Alawab Yahan. Alawabiyam. Hasarayim. Hatazayayan. Hakayayayam. Wa Akatha Wahawathium.
Wahawathium.
Yahweh Bahashem.
Yahweh Hashem.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
The water Aman.
In the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahweh.
Commanding General Yahweh.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Al-Haharian.
Al-Haharian.
Mahayan.
Mahayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azari.
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 Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Asha.
Asha.
Shemayan.
Shemayan.
Waharatazah.
Waharatazah.
Ayatan.
Ayatan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasha'al.
Yasha'al.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamayaka.
Yamayaka.
Yawaman.
Yawaman.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yagalka.
Yagalka.
Waharak.
Wayarak.
Balayala'a.
Balayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makalra.
Makalra.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Af. Napashka.
Napashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Tazazaka.
Tasa'aska.
Waba'afka.
Waba'afka.
Mayata.
Mayatha.
Wa'ai awalam.
Wa'ai. In the English. I will lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up mine eyes.
Unto the hills.
To the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
Whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot.
He will not suffer thy foot.
To be moved.
To be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee.
Will not slumber.
Not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Yasha'Allah.
He that keepeth Yasha'Allah.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore. Psalms 83. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Takarash.
Wa'al.
Wa'al.
Dashaqwa.
Dashaqwa.
Al. Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awabaka.
Awayabika.
Awiyabika. Sorry. Awiyabika. Yahama Yawam.
Yahama Yawam.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
A'amika.
A'amika.
Our Ra Yawar. Yahweh
Yahweh
Yamma. Sawada.
Sawada.
Yawata.
Wayatha.
Ya'atazawa.
Ya'atazawa.
Ya'atazapawanka.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Amara.
Amara.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakinum.
Wanakakinum.
Magawa.
Magawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Awada.
Awada.
Kawa.
Kaya.
Nawa'atazawa.
Nawa'atazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Ayaka. Salaka. Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Ba'araf.
Ba'araf.
Yakarathwa.
Yakarathwa.
Yakarathwa. Ahalia.
Ahalia.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wa. Yashamai.
Yashamai.
Aliyam.
Aliyam.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagarim.
Gabal. Wa'amawam. Wa'amalak. Palasha. Ashabawa. Tazawar. Gamashawar. Lanawa. Amam. Hayawa. Zarawa. Labanya Lawat. Salah. Ashalaham. Kamadium. Kasaya. Sara'ah.
Kayabian.
Banakal. Kwayashwan. Nashamadwa. Bayan Da'ara. Hayawa. Daman. La'adama. Shayathamwa. Nada. Yab. Mawa. Kayarab. Wakazabak. Wakadazal. Mana. Cow. Nasayakamwa. Ashar. Admari. Nayabashah. Lanawa. Af. Nahawa. Alahayim. Alahaya. Shayathamwa. Kagala. Kakwash. Lapanya. Waka. Ka'ash. Tabaya. Wakalahaba. Talaha. Harayam. Khan. Daradama. Basaraka. Wabasa. Wapafka. Zabalaham. Malahim. Panyaham. Kualawan. Waya. Bakwashwa. Shamka. Yahawa. Yabashwa. Wahabala. Waya. Ayai. Wala. Kapara. Waya. Adbadwa. Waya dawa. Kaya Ata. Shamka. Yahawa.
Labaka.
Ayawam. Aharataza.
In the English, keep not thou silent. O
Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace. And be not still. O Yahweh. For lo, Thy enemies make a tumble.
Thy enemies make a tumble.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up their head.
Have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
They consulted against.
They consulted against.
Thy hidden ones.
Thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said.
Come.
Come.
And let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
From being a nation.
From being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of Israel.
May be no more remembered.
May be no more remembered.
For they had consulted together.
But they had consulted together.
With one consent.
With one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gebal.
Gebal.
And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur. Also is joined with them.
Joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah.
Selah.
Do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kisan.
At the brook of Kisan.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their noble.
Make their noble.
Like a red.
Like a red.
And like Seir.
And like Seir.
Yeah. All their princes.
All their princes.
As Sabbath.
As Sabbath.
And as Almunah.
And as Almunah.
Who said. Let us take to ourselves.
Let us take to ourselves.
The houses of Yahweh in possession.
The houses of Yahweh in possession.
O my power.
O my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth a wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame.
And as the flame.
Setteth the mountains on fire.
Setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them.
With thy tempest.
With thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
Make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
In trouble forever.
In trouble forever.
Yeah.
Let
them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
That
men may know.
That thou.
Whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Art the most high. Over all the earth.
All right.
Saul.
His turn.
All right. So I like it. Yeah, I'm putting spray with something. All right, put it down. All right. Wash that. No, afterwards. We need a new one.
La Yasharal.
La Yashala. Go on. All right. All right. Isupk. Please be seated. All right, so we left off in the book of Leviticus, chapter 14, verse what? Again,
39. Sir.
Verse 39.
Yes,
all right.
Sir.
So I'm gonna pick it up in the Hebrew, which is something, brothers, y'all need to be learning how to read. You know, and this is very important in our kingdom, in the kingdom of heaven. This is going to be our Sabbath service. This is where we're practicing the righteous acts, or how to conduct a Sabbath service. You know, with the congregation. You know, in the kingdom of heaven. Just imagine this. You know, if you was at the Passover, that's how it was. You know, so the priest would call a young man, hire the lowest ranking brother, so we can, you present yourself. present your lineage. You present who you are. Who's your forefather? Who's your father? Son of Judah, son of Israel, son of Issachar, son of Israel. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how we're gonna. Ain't no heathens gonna be allowed in our kingdom, in our Sabbath service. Like there's no heathens allowed in our Sabbath service today. Right. But it is very important that we learn the Lashawan Kodash, which is the holy tongue. Yes, this is what will we. This is how Christ. This is the language our King spoke in. This is the language our forefathers spoke in. This is the language that the angels communicated with Moses, or that the Lord spoke to Moses in Mount Zion. So it's very important for us to practice this. So I'm gonna read the book of Leviticus, chapter 14, verse 39, seven verses, 2, 4, 6, to the end of verse 46. And then you, brother, pick it up in English. The book of Leviticus, y'all excuse me. It's got a silence. You got one?
Yes, sir.
The water, brother. Good to have a good brother that got some good
sugar free.
Sugar free. Look, it's sugar free and it's healthy. All right. The water, brother. Yes, so the book of Leviticus, chapter 14, verse 39. Washab, Hakahan, Bayawam, Hashabaya, Wara'ah, Wahana, Pasha, Hanagai, Bakwaya Rath, Habayaath, verse 40, Watasawa, Hakahan, Wakala Tasawa, Wakal Tazawa, Af, Ha'abanayam, Ashar, Bahan, Hanagai, Wahashlayakam, Wahashalayakawa, Ahathan, Salakia, Al, Makawai, La'ayar, Al, Makwawan, Tama'ah, verse 41. Wa'ath, Habayath, Yakwatazai, Mabayath, Sabayab, Washapakawa, Ath, Ha'ipar, Ashar, Hakwatazawa, Al, Makawai, La'ayar, Salakia, Al, Makawam, Makwawan, Tama'ah, verse 42. Walakwawa, Walakwakawa, Abanayam, Akarawath, Wahaba Ya'awa Al Takath Ha'awa Nayam Wa'ipar Akara Yakwak Wathaka Ath Habaya'ith, verse 43. Wa'am Yashawab Hanagai Waparath Babayath Salakia Akara Halai Ath Ha'abanayam Wa'akaraya Hakwatazawath Ath Haba'ith Wa'akaraya Hatawak Salakia Hawa'ak Hatawa'ak Waba'a Hakahan Wara'a Wahana'a Pasha Hanagai Baba Ya'ath Tazara'ith Mama Arath Hawa Baba Yath Mama'a Hawa'a, verse 45. Wanathai Ath Habaya'ath Ath Abanayawa Wa'ath Itazayawa Wa'ath Kal Ipar Habayath Watazaya Al Makawai La'ayar Al Makwawam Tama'a, verse 46. Wahaba'a Al Habaya'ath Kal Yamaya Hasagaya Hagas Salakim Hasagayar Athawa Salakia Yatama'a Aid Ha'irab. That's the end of verse 46. And you can pick it up, Baba Kashal, from 39 to 46.
Gotcha. This book of Leviticus, chapter 14, verse 39. And the priest shall come again the seventh day, and shall look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the walls of the house, verse 40, then the priest shall command that they take away the stones in which the plague is, and they shall cast them into an unclean place without the city.
So this is like, once again, we're going over basically disinfecting. Basically this is the law. Like I said, when we were a nation, there's a law. These are the laws that we live by. These are the laws that were morally correct. It was laws about cleanliness, dietary, morality, saying brotherhood, all of that this is our Constitution. Yes. The laws of the Lord was blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians constitutions, which we don't have. Because we're definitely not a part of any of these government's constitutions. Like, and another thing, these were not like they talk about. Oh, it's too many laws to keep in the Bible. You know, we can't keep them all, brother. There's not that many laws to keep in the Bible. It is like, you know, because if you talk like brothers go to school, you know, there's brothers that dream about being lawyers in Esau's kingdom, in this society to go study at Yale and Harvard, and you talking about learning laws, so you want to learn those laws, which are, I'm pretty like they have a whole encyclopedias, whole of different laws. You know, like you see in the movies when the lawyers go and pull out like who does that? Like laws with hold your thought, laws within little laws. Like section, you know, the article section B and it says this and it states this and like you're like, God damn, the damn judge don't even know what the hell you talking about. So if you talking about, you know, that the Lord's laws is hard, that's what the scripture says, you know, keep my commandments. And you know, because my commandments are not what? Not grievous.
Yes, sir.
They're not hard to keep, man. It ain't hard to, you know, to understand that you shouldn't eat certain foods, that you shouldn't celebrate certain holidays that don't belong to you, that you shouldn't murder. Like that, you don't have to be, you know, you don't have to go to law school to learn it is a sin to commit murder.
Right.
You don't have to do that. These cops are trained, you know, policemen, and they still murder, you know, innocent black and Hispanic Native Indian brothers, man.
Right.
And they supposed to know a little bit of some laws. Right. So then the laws of the Lord are not grievous. And we're going here is into the law of sanitation. We're going to call it that, the law of sanitation. Where if there's a plague, this is how you get rid of it. Right. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 41. And he shall cause the house to be scraped within round about. And they shall pour out the dust that they scrape off without the city into an unclean place.
Basically, you got to, you know, go isolate it. Go isolate the plague, man. Like today, people that used to have the homes that were asbestos back in the 50s and the 60s. Well, if you find a house that has asbestos, you got to call asbestos professionals to come get rid of the asbestos. They come here with them suits, and, you know, masks. You know, not really. I didn't see some of them, but I mean that's another story. But they would come in there supposedly with all the safety gear and all the safety precautions, and they get rid of it and they go take it where? Away. They go put it somewhere where only asbestos and harmful chemicals go to.
Right.
This is the same thing. If there's a plague and the priest looks, and the priests are experts in the law of the Lord, and they're experts in sanitation, and they're experts in morality. That's a priest's job. A priest's job is that guy that is an expert in, you know, not being a stumbling block to the Lord's people, and helping them out. Like, okay, yeah, we have a plague here, man. All right, everybody get out.
Right.
It's time to disinfect this place. You know, nobody comes in this house for whatever, or we're going to burn it down, or we're going to isolate it. Let's get rid of all the material. Let's go put it somewhere unclean.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 42. And they shall take other stones and put them in the place of those stones. And he shall take other mortar and shall plaster the house.
Basically saying, hey, man, get rid of the old brick and put the new brick. You understand what I'm saying? So there won't be no more spread of the plague, man. This is how we build the kingdom of heaven, man.
Right.
Like we're not together because we don't have, you know, righteous. When I say we, I'm talking about in general, not in the UPK, but they have this type of knowledge, man. How we supposed to, you know, live together, how we supposed to live in our neighborhoods, and the things that we supposed to do and follow. This is a constitution. Once again, and it's not a difficult one.
Right.
For us, it's just simple. The Lord is not complex, you know, to understand, and the understanding that He wants us to understand. He might have complexity in other things that we're not supposed to understand, but the Lord don't want us to understand everything else. The Lord created the sun, the stars, the moon, the whole universe, right?
Right.
And that's a whole, and our oppressor, you know, spends a lifetime trying to figure him out, trying to figure out how the stars are created, how the universe was created, the molecular level, the quantum level, how the earth spins around the sun and the galaxies this and multi universe, all of this, and the equation of E equal MC squared, all of that nonsense. Which that is not for us though. That doesn't save us.
Right.
That doesn't save us, man. That doesn't stop us from being murdered by police.
Right.
That doesn't stop us from being, put in cages at the border, man. That doesn't stop drug cartels, man. That doesn't stop, homosexuality and child molestation and child kidnapping and, and drug abuse and alcohol. That doesn't stop any of that, man.
Right.
The moralities of the Lord, the laws, is what saves us. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And figuring everything else, going to law school to learn. You hear brothers saying, man, we got to beat them with their laws. We got to, we got to learn their laws. We got to know the laws. Like, man, like, brother, like, really? You trying to tell me that because you got to learn, and then when you get pulled by the police, you start telling them, I know my rights and I know my laws and you're violating this, and then he just pulls out a gun and shoots you.
Right.
And then what? What you gonna fight over now?
Right.
Man, that's nonsense, man. Come get together with your brothers, man, and learn to keep the laws of the Lord, and then you'll be free.
Right.
Learn the truth, and then you'll be free.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 43. And if the plague come again and break out in the house, after that he have taken away the stones, and after he has scraped the house, and after it is plastered, verse 44, then the priest shall come and look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the house, it is a fretting leprosy in the house. It is unclean.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 45, and he shall break down the house, the stones of it, and the timber thereof, and all the mortar of the house,
mm-hmm.
and he shall carry them forth out of the city
mm-hmm.
into an unclean place.
So basically saying that, listen, if they see a little plague spreading, like, let's say, nowadays it'd probably be mildew. You understand? If you go, like this is how heavy it is, man. Like, if it's mildew in your house, you take out the plaster that the mildew spreading, you replace it. The same thing. If there's a plague, and they see the plague, the leprosy, they see the leprosy on the wall, they took out the mortar, they replace it with a new one. But if it keeps spreading, listen, man, this is a what? What kind of plague is it?
It is a fretting leprosy.
Well, what's the definition of fretting? What's the definition of fretting? Give me the definition of fretting. Baba Kashaw. It must be something like, spreading or, non-contagiable. It's going to keep spreading. Fretting. Fretting.
Be consistently or visibly worried or gradually wear away something by rubbing or gnawing. F-R-E-T-T-I-N-G.
Fretting.
Fretting.
F-R-E-T-T-I-N-G.
F-R-E-T-T-I-N-G.
Okay. But what was that first scripture? Definition. That's probably what I'm looking for.
Be consistently or visibly.
Basically, it is a consistent spread. It's consistent. Like, it ain't stopping. It's not stopping. The plague is not stopping on the walls. Break it all down.
Right.
Demo it, basically. Demolition. That's demolition right there.
Right.
Demo the house. And today they have cases like that. When the health inspector comes to a house and say, man, no, this is mildew. Mildew is like leprosy on a house.
Yes, sir.
Mildew is spread. It'll spread through the walls, and it's harmful. It's harmful to your health to have and listen. And we live with that. Black and Hispanic, believe it or not, we live with a lot of us because of the poor conditions that we live at.
Right.
Because we live in in some ghettos or some real rough neighborhoods where we might own a house. They got low income housing that the brothers and sisters own, but then you don't have money to upkeep it. and you get a wear and tear on the house, and you get moisture to come in, and they're built already the cheapest possible way, you have, you don't take care of a spread of mildew, and it's going to spread throughout the whole house.
Right.
And then if the health inspector comes, he's going to tell you to demo that house. That ain't no good no more. You can't, no matter how many times you keep changing the plaster or the gypsum board or whatever. It's in the walls. It's in the structure. It's gonna keep spreading. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So the priest go in there and they look. The priest is the health inspector. That's how I see in the kingdom of heaven. Priesthood is not. See, our oppressor has made us believe that priesthood is this. This man that just has a floating rope, and all he does is Santi, blah blah blah, and all that nonsense. That's not a priest, man.
Right.
A priest is an executor. A priest is the guy, the brother, the man that gives you the laws to understand, teaches the law. A priest is he's like a judge. He could be a judge too. He settles disputes. He sees who's right and who's wrong. The priest, according to the law, he's like a lawyer, like a judge, all of that. And he's also a health inspector.
Right.
He comes and sees, hey, brother, are you sick? All right, this is the solution. He's like a doctor also.
Right.
That's what a priest is, man. That's the office of a priest. The priesthood, and that's the Israelite school UPK that's full of priests, man.
Right.
The brothers in here have all kind of, offices. They're brothers that got different things that they're good at, man. So that's what a priest will come in and check out your house. If it has a plague, he'll tell you what to do. And if there's no solution, he'll like, hey, man, let's demo the house. But I'm pretty sure before they demo the house, they're going to get you somewhere to live, because the main thing to have in the law is brotherhood. Man.
Right.
And so you're not going to be homeless. You're not going to just be kicked out like you would in this kingdom. Like if your house is condemned, they just kick you out. Hey, you got 30 days. You got, eviction notice. You got to get out. Right. You whatever. We don't care where you go. Find you a place. It's time to go. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Not in our kingdom, man. In our kingdom, if the priest find your house to be condemned, hey brother, man, let's find this family. Let's find this family somewhere to live, man. That's brotherhood, man.
Right.
At the end of verse 46.
We're on 46 now. So.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 46. Moreover, he that goeth into the house all the while that is shut up shall be unclean until the even.
Mm-hmm. And then the priest, whoever he sends to look at the plague or observe the plague, he'll be unclean. You understand what I'm saying? He's going to get off his clothes and he's going to be isolated for a while to make sure there's no contagions going out.
Right.
And there's no spread of the plague or there's no spread of the disease, man. That's heavy, man.
Right.
Like these laws are in the Bible.
Right.
These laws are here that we'll never learn in our religions, man.
Right.
Growing up as the children of the Lord, but not knowing who we were. We're not knowing we didn't follow these, we didn't keep these, we never understood them, they were never taught to us. So that's why we have the situation with our people that we have today.
Right.
But all this is changing now. All this is changing, man. Commander General Yohana, man, and the Israelite School UPK, we have this.
Right.
We have this understanding, man.
Right.
We have these laws, man. We're going to live by these laws. We're going to keep these laws, man. Because Christ died for the opportunity to be able to keep these laws again.
Right.
To be able to go back and keep these commandments, man. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So read one more verse and then verse 47. Yeah.
Verse 47. And he that lieth in the house shall wash his clothes, and he that eateth in the house shall wash his clothes.
That's it, man. So let me see a pen. You got a pen over there? There's a pen over there. Ain't no sweat. So that we'll stop right there. That was the end of verse 47, sir. 47. Mark it, Baba Kashaw. Make sure you get that.
Yes, sir.
So next week we'll pick up in the book of Leviticus, chapter 14, verse 47. In the Hebrew, man, once again, man, it is very important for us to practice the righteous acts. It's very important for come join us, man. Learn about your history. Learn about what the Lord wants us to do, so that we can be free from this captivity, from this oppression, man.
Right.
We won't never be able to do it if we don't come together as as a people and learn these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. And one of the laws is to keep the Sabbath, to do what the Lord commanded us to do.
Right.
And today, we're having a Sabbath service. Come join us, man. Come learn the Hebrew, man, the Lashawan Kodash, man, so that we can understand what it is that we need to do to get out of this place, man.
Yes,
with that,
Mario.
All right. Men of Israel.
Men of Israel, prepare to salute the Torah.
I didn't know how to name Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabaraka Yah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabaraka Yah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabaraka Yah.
Boy, I tell you.
Wapayan Aquadam. He's to turn and face the east. The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Wadash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakufka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazah. Kawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. Thananaw. Lakam. Cow. Yawam. Wasalat Lanaw. Kabawaf now. Kasalat now. Kabawaf you now. Wala'ah. Tabaya'ah now. Banasai 1. Abal. Asha now. Mayan. Right. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahatapara. Lawalamya. Aman.
In English, our Father. Which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
Pray for the power. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahweh Shah. Baba Kashah. Thananaw. Hakat. Larapah. Kal Makala. Wakal Madawa. Hakat. Latahar. Hamatazarium. Hakat. Lahakawiyam. Hamathium. Hakat. Al-Rakawa. Hatama'ala. Agarasham. Bahashim. Yahweh Shah. Tawala Aman.
In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. So be it.
Blessing. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shah. Wa Makiyala.
Wa Mayaka'ala.
Wa ala Hayam. Matazaba'ah.
Matazaba'ah.
Ala Wap Yahana.
Alawapyam.
Hasaranyam.
Hasaranyam.
Hakwatazayanyam.
Hakwatazayanyam.
Hakayayayanyam.
Hakayayayam.
Akwathiam.
Wahawathiam.
Yahweh Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Shai.
The
Water Aman.
All right. And in English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commander General Yahweh.
Commander General Yahweh.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
Troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Al-Harayim.
Al-Harayim.
Mahayan.
Mahayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azari.
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 Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Asha.
Asha.
Shemayim.
Shemayim.
Wa'aratazah. Wa'aratazah.
Wa'aratazah.
Wa'aratazah. Select. Wa'aratazah. Ayathan.
Ayathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regalka. Ayah number 1.
Ayah number 1.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasha'ah.
Yasha'ah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Salakia. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Ayat.
Ayat.
Yamyanka.
Yamyaka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Balayala.
Balayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makara.
Makara.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Af.
Af.
Napashka.
Napashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Tazataka.
Tasa'afka.
Waba wa'ata.
Waba'aka.
Mayata.
Mata.
Wa'ad awalam.
Wa'ad awalam. In English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore.
Psalms 83. Alahayim. Al Damayalaka. Al Thakarash. Wa'al. Dashakwat. Al. Kaya Hana. Awa Habaka. Awa Yahabaka.
Awa Yabika.
Yahama Yawam.
Ra'ash.
Alamika. Ya'awayamwa. Sawada. Wayatha. Ya'ai Tazawa. Al Tazapawanyika. Amara. Lakawa. Wanakakira. Magawa. Wala'ah.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'Allah. Iwada. Kaya. Nawa Tazawa. Laba. Yakadwa. Ayaka. Barath. Yakarathwa. Al-Halal. Adawam. Wa. Yashimai. Aliyaham.
Aliyam.
Mawa Abba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagarian.
Wahagari.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wama Awam.
Waimawan.
Wa'amalak.
Wa'amalak.
Palasha.
Palasha.
I'm Yeshabika.
I'm Yeshabik.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gamashawar.
Gamashawar.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Amam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawa.
Zarawa.
Labanya Lawa.
Labanya Lawa.
Salah.
Salah.
Ashalaham.
Ashalaham.
Kamadian.
Kamadian.
Kasaya.
Kasaya.
Sara'ah.
Sara'ah.
Kaya Abun. Abin.
Kayabian.
Kabyabian. Banakal.
Banakal.
Koyashwan.
Koyashwan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Adra.
Ba'ayan.
Ba'ayan.
Dara.
Ba'ara. Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La'adimar.
La'adimar.
Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Nada.
Nada.
Yabadwa.
Yab.
Yabwa.
Yamawa.
Yabawa. Kara.
Kaira.
Wakazabwa.
Wakazabak.
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 Wakatazal.
Wakatazal.
Mana.
Mana'ai.
Kal.
Kal.
Nasa Yakamwa.
Nasa Yakamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Admara.
Amari.
Nariyasha. Nariyasha.
Nayarasha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Af. La'awaf. Na'awaf.
Na'awaf.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahayim.
Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Kagalka.
Kagagala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya.
Lapanya.
Rawaka.
Rawaka.
Ka'ais.
Ka'ais.
Dabiya Ari Ari.
Dabiya Ari Ari.
Wakala Abba.
Wakahalaba.
Talaha.
Talahat.
Haharayim.
Harayam.
Khan.
Khan.
Thoradatma.
Thoradatma.
Basaraka.
Basaraka.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapashka.
Wapashka.
Tabaya Alam.
Tabalaham.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Kwalawam. Waya. Babakwasha.
Babakwasha.
Shemka. Yahawa. Yabashwa. Waya. Bahawa. Ayai. Wala. Kapara. Waya. Abadu. Wa'a. Da'aywa. Kaya. Ata. Shemka. Yahawa. Labadka. Alawam. Aikai Arataza.
In English, keep not thou silent. O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. And be not still. O Yahweh. For lo. Thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee. And lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off. From being a nation. That the name of Yasha'Allah may be no more remembered. For they had consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarim. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines.
Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur. Also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished in Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles. Like Oreb. And like Seir. Yea. All their princes. As Sabbath. And as Amunah. Who said. Let us take to ourselves. The houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power. Make them like a wheel. As a stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth a wood. And as the flame sets the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. And make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Yahweh. Let them be confounded. In trouble forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou. Whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Art the Most High. Over all the earth.
Saul. Needs a turn. Men of Israel, one courteous salute to the teacher. Madim Shabbat. Madim. Barak. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua Barakatam.
Yahweh Yahshua Barakatam. Sister.
Madim Shabbat. Madim Shabbat. Barak. Yahweh Shemal Atah Ba'Shem Yahshua.
Yahweh Shemal Atah Ba'Shem Yahshua.
Yahya Matah. Guys Smith.
You got it.
Good job.
Let me get this right here.